Hi everyone. Just about to start the live session in a few minutes. Just waiting for a few more people to join. Let me know if you're joining and please type in who you are. Hi Emma, thank you for joining. Hi Eleanor, good to see you. Hi Beto. We're just going to give it a couple of minutes before we start and just see who else is going to join us. Hope you've all been enjoying or making the most of lockdown. I know it's not been great for everyone. It is how it is, I'm afraid. We just survive, don't we? Hope it's all well where you are. Hi Sharon, how are you? Oh, haven't seen you or spoken to you for God knows how long. I hope you're enjoying it. Hi Monica. By the way, if you hear pitter-patter in the background, it will be Buster, the dog. So just ignore that. I have put him in the other room, but he might manage to get his way back into here. I think we'll start soon anyway. Is he in? What do you mean? Sorry, just working out music stuff. Oh, thank you. The way that I'm going to run the session is basically I'm going to be doing some exercises and taking you through them. And then I'm going to be checking the comments section just to see if you've got any questions. But please do add any comments that you have. And I will try and cover them off. So periodically I will be coming to the camera and just checking my phone. I'm actually just using my phone at the moment for this. So it's the first time I've done a live, so hopefully all goes well and technology won't let me down. But I'm really pleased that you all came along to this one. I think I'm just going to start. So I'll just give you a brief introduction. All of you know me, obviously. I can see all of my friends and a few of my followers joining. So I have been quite out of practice and I feel a bit rusty. Life has just basically got in the way, and I thought I need to start practicing a little bit more than I am doing. So I thought rather than just do it myself, why don't I invite people to do this with me and do it as a live? So initially it was just going to be my Leigh Tango ladies coming to join, but I thought no, I'll widen it out and I'll open it up to lots of other people too if they want to join me. So it's not specifically going to be lessons, but I'm just going to give you some hints and tips based on things that we do in the class, which hopefully will help you overcome any pitfalls that you have come across, I suppose, during your learning. The other thing is as well, if you've got any questions, please let me know during the course of the session. So without further ado, I'm just going to talk a little bit about shoes. So we've got some new people on this live today, and I want to just talk a little bit about shoes. So I always wear Tango shoes. So these are absolutely beautiful, and hopefully my pronunciation is okay. Juho Brujo. So they are designed by Elena, who is also on the line. So Elena, if you want to just put details down of how you can get your shoes, but I'm going to be wearing these today. But if you feel uncomfortable, dance trainers are also really good, but I wouldn't recommend normal trainers because the traction at the bottom is really quite grippy. These dance trainers are better, they've got a split sole, so they're better for you if you don't want to wear heels. So that's my recommendation, over and done with. For the first part of the exercise, we're just going to be in bare feet. So I will start off. Hopefully you can see me as I'm back here and hear me. Can you all hear me still? Just give me a thumbs up if you can. Can you? Just give me a quick thumbs up that you can hear me okay, because I've got music in the background. I'm assuming that's a yes. Okay, cool. So we're just going to start off first of all. So I'm just using a ledge here, but you can use the wall or you can use a cabinet. So I've got a cabinet here which is slightly higher, which I'll probably go to a bit later. So the idea is just going to hold on to your ledge, standing quite straight, feet together, Just going to raise one foot and I'm just going to flex and point the foot just to get the ankles and the feet mobilised, moving. This is something that's always really good. So last month, it was not last month, the month before, it was my birthday. I'm just going to rotate the foot round one way in a circle, and I had a bit of a fall. One of my friends, basically we were dancing, disco dancing, and he fell on top of me, which wasn't great. So as a result, my ankle has been really ill, really bad. So I'm just recovering, so I may well resort to trainers myself. So I'm just rotating the foot the other way now. And then we're just going to go with the other leg. So flex and point. And then just rotating the foot one way. Really stretching the toes through the air. And then rotating the other way. I'm a little bit cranky. So just up on the toes and down. We're just going to do this a few times, keeping the stomach in, shoulders back and down. Really high up, and then bend and back. Up, bend, back. Up. So you can probably hear my ankles clicking away. Not brilliant. Just a few more times. Cool. Okay, if you've got shoes, pop them on now. So the other surface that works really well, I've found, is kitchen work surfaces. And I would use that as a makeshift bar. But unfortunately, the lighting in my kitchen is really not great at all. So I'm having to do it in my front room because I get a lot of the natural daylight through the window. Let's see who else. Hi Magdalena, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, it's really nice. As I say, if you've got any other suggestions or anything else that you want to see over the course of my sessions, because I'm running them basically 5 days a week, just to get the practice in, then please do let me know. Either DM me or just let me know in the comments. The other thing I should let you know as well is that although I'm running it 5 days a week, sorry, I'm just putting my shoes on here. I'm running it 5 days a week, but Monday, Wednesday and Friday is going to be tango practice. And so I'll let you know what we're going to be covering on Instagram and Facebook, but each day has got a completely different theme. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm just running it as a just stretch, normal stretch classes, and we're going to be doing some footwork in that as well. So yeah, please enjoy the rest of it. So we're going to go through Ochos, which is the first exercise. So I'm going to use the wall. You may well not see part of my head. I'm afraid the logistics of the room isn't great, but I'll do my best. Anyway, so it's basically focusing on the feet. So the Ocho, as most of you know, is a figure of 8. So we're just basically tracing the figure of 8 on the floor. So the first thing is if you can imagine that you're on the bottom part of the 8 loop. I always imagine myself there. And then we're tracing a circle with one leg and then pivoting round. So we're doing front Ochos. In the front Ochos, we pivot first and then we turn round. So pivoting with the shoulders and then the hips follow. So shoulders, hips, follow through. So I'm just going to do these a couple more times. So you're going with a straight leg and then the back leg is bent. Forward and then bend. Forward, forward, and stretch through. And then we'll do a few backwards ones. Now backwards ones can be quite challenging, but you're doing the same thing. So you're tracing an 8. But in this case, first of all, your leg goes back before you pivot. So back and then it pivots. So a few more. So one thing that is quite important to think about here as well is when you're stepping forward, you're going forward on a straight leg, the back leg is trailing behind, and then you pivot. So you're forward, pivot, and then here. Forward, pivot, and here. Forward, shoulders first, and then hips, and then straight forward again. I'm just going to check a couple of the comments to see. I think. Oh, thank you, Elena, for filling in. Okay. So does anybody have any questions? Because I'm going to go through a bit more technique in a minute, because it is quite... I always find doing something as simple as Ochos is really quite technical. And there's lots and lots of different layers over the top of it. If not, we'll carry on a bit more. So, feet together again. I'm going to go forward again. So, straight leg. The trailing leg doesn't have any weight at all on it. And then pivot. Straight leg. So the thing about it is not trying to collect here. It's about making sure that the leg behind has no weight and it's just trailing. And the slower you can do it, the better. One of the other things that I find quite useful as well is when you're stepping onto the leg and turning round, that you follow straight through. So there is no pause. It just is a continual motion. And this, as I say, the slower you can do it, the better. If you're finding yourself moving further and further away from your bar or your leg that you're working on, it's probably because the positioning of your feet isn't exactly where it needs to be. So as you're stepping forward and then turning here, it's important to make sure that the standing leg has completely pivoted round so that it's facing directly in front of you. And the same here. And that you're passing the weight directly onto that foot that arrives here. How are we doing? Does anybody have any questions at this point before we do a few backwards ones? Just actually conscious of the time as well, because any questions at the moment? Just let me know how you're going, how you're enjoying it. Does it still feel a bit rusty? It certainly feels it for me. So yeah, just let me know. Just let me know so I can get a feel for what you're all thinking and doing. Oh, thank you, Elena. I'm glad you are. Thanks, Beto. God, I haven't seen you for ages. I hope you're well. I'm sure you are. Cool. I think the music has just changed and Steve has actually just left, so I can't change the music, but it's not tango music at the moment, so hopefully you can't hear it too much. Oh, thank you. Okay, so question from Nahid. Thanks for the question, Nahid. Does the back foot have to stay on the floor or does it lift up? No, so the idea is that you keep your feet on the floor all the time, as far as I like, and that's what works. So your foot stays on the floor all the time. What I try to do is I like to trace my back toe on the floor. So you're almost drawing a figure of 8, but you're using the tip of your toe. So for example, if I'm going forward here, you see my back leg, it's, oh, hang on a sec, sorry. Here, can you see, I'm almost doing a semicircle. I'll come a bit further here. So here, I'm doing this. So if you imagine a compass with a pencil around it, you imagine that your standing leg with the weight, this one, which is straight, is straight. This is a compass. This is the pencil. And it just draws a circle round the outside. Does that help? Hey David, how you doing? Oh, say hi to your mom. I'm glad she's back. Sorry, I've got really bad hay fever, so I'm just going to blow my nose a minute. Cool. Okay, we're going to do a few backward ones, just conscious of, as I say, conscious of the time. If you do want to join me tomorrow, so Tuesdays and Thursdays, please just wear like gym gear, comfy clothes, what have you. I'm literally just going to be drawing on my fitness and health enthusiasm for wanting to share some stretching exercises and some gentle stretching. So it's not going to be tango based, but it's certainly helpful for tango as well. Okay, we're going to do a couple of backward ochos, so hopefully you can still see me okay. In fact, what I might do is I might put this on the floor and you can just see feet. So the backward ocho is similar to the front ocho. We're stepping back, so we're still doing that figure of 8. We're going on the toe, the ball of the foot, and then we're pivoting. So we're back, and it's the outside leg. Back, turn. You're kind of up on your ball of your feet. Back leg is straight. Then you're pivoting. Try and go slow. Sorry about the music. Just a few more times. I'm going to go this way because I don't want to flash my skirt. How's it all going? Anybody got any more questions? Yeah, so again, when we do the stretching exercises tomorrow, I'm actually going to do some focused exercises for the feet and the ankles, because obviously I'm wearing heels and it's taken quite a few years to build up the strength. But the more strength that you can get into your feet and your ankles is really going to be great for you, because it helps prevent things like getting sprains and twisting your ankle and stuff like that. So it's all good to be able to do that. So we'll work on the feet, and as I say, there's 26 bones in the feet, so we should be able to articulate them rather than moving them in one motion, which a lot of people do when they're wearing just normal street shoes and what have you. So always good to be able to articulate the feet as best we can. Oh, you can't hear the music? Okay. Alexa, turn music up. Let me know if you can hear it now. It is in the background a little bit, and I changed it because Steve was interjected it with some other kind of music as well, which wasn't great. So, okay, I'm going to just do a few more exercises. Please keep your questions coming in. This all seems a bit weird, I have to say, doing it over online, but I mean, lucky we've got the technology that we can do something at least. And I'm open to suggestions as well, because it is going to be just like really informal what I'm doing. So, okay, we're going to keep going. So we're going to go backwards. So backwards is always with the back leg. So we're stretching, placing the weight, transferring the weight, place, transfer the weight. And if you can, do the figure of 8 as well. It's really good for the midsection as well, I find. Lots of twisties. So keep going with that. Turning all the time. Good. We're just going to do forward and backwards together as well. Still can't hear the music. Is it more about sorry, let me just see this. Is it more about the knees being together? Right, yes, exactly, yeah. So ankles not together because the leg needs to be trailing behind. And as I was saying, it's a little bit like imagining that it's connected at the knee, but the ankles aren't. So from the knee down through the shin, you are the pencil around the compass, around the needle of the compass. That's kind of the easiest way to, I find, to sort of explain that. If you can hear the music, David, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll put the volume up a bit more. But it's off at the moment, so that's probably why you can't. Alexa, put the music up. Okay, we're going to go from forward to back.
Here's a playlist you might like.
Oh no!
Greatest 90s dance anthems.
Alexa, turn music off. Sorry, we're going to have no music now. So please feel free to play music at your end. Something's gone wrong with Alexa. Alexa, turn music off. So we're going to go forward again, and then here, a pivot, and then straight back. Straight back, straight back. And we're going to play around a bit, so we're going to go forwards and back whenever we feel like it. So forward. The other thing is bending the knee first. So try not to just go on a straight leg. Try to pivot as much as you can. So pivot, even if you delay a little bit here and stay at this position, and then stretch forward, and then delay a little bit, go again. Just so that if you're working things out, you're not moving through the movement too quickly. And then back again. And honestly, these are just exercises that I try to do every day. So I'm not doing anything high-fangled. It is a little bit informal. I mean, there are so many different classes online that you can go to, which I would recommend. But this is just really if you want to practice with me. And again, I'm open to suggestions. If you've got any other ideas about what you want covered. It's all about kind of moving together and doing that. So if you are interested in other lessons and other classes, I would thoroughly recommend, even though there are loads and loads online, to go to Samantha and Santiago. So Samantha Disbury and Santiago, they run some really great one-to-one Zoom sessions, which you can do. I would recommend them. I've done one or two myself, and I think it works really well. Alexa's like having a child. Absolutely. Cool. So, any other questions? I'm trying to work out what the time is. We've still got 10 minutes to go as well. So I'm just going to keep practicing because I really need it. If you've got any ideas about how things can be better from your own experiences, then just let me know. Let everybody else know on the call as well. The other thing I'd like to say is that if you are enjoying this or you want to get other people involved in tango that don't currently do tango, please do let people know. Please like, share and follow on Instagram and Facebook, both my private pages, so that's Samira Ashraf, as well as Leigh Tango. I'm going to be uploading these videos onto IGTV as well, so people can access them afterwards too. Oh, thank you, Tina. What about leader steps? That's really good. Okay, so for leader steps, it would be better if my partner was here at the moment, but basically for a leader step, you're just literally, I don't know if you can see this, but Beto is on the line, so he would be able to. You're literally just moving from side to side as the follower in front of you is moving through the ochos. What I would say is when you move to one side as a leader, you need to pause whilst you're leading the pivot to the follower, and then as you move to the other side, they follow you going through the forward or the backward ocho, whatever you're leading, whichever direction through the lead that you're following. But it's literally a side-to-side step. But I know that Beto is on the line. So Beto, if you want to add to that, please feel free. This is all about us sharing information together. And David is on the line as well. So David, you might have a few little snippets of information that you want to share as well. Cool. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you. Okay, a few more without the music, unfortunately. So there are other things that you can do, depending on the music, different type of dynamics. So you can go much more slowly. can go much quicker. And the same with the backwards. You can take bigger steps. Or you can take smaller steps. But it's always still important to do the pivot rather than just taking steps like that with the feet. Oh. Yeah, absolutely. Listen to David. He knows what he's talking about. So definitely about giving the follower time and space to feel beautiful and not rush. And then when we do next week's, when we're covering Ochos again, I'm going to make sure that we do some decorations as well. I didn't want to do too much in the beginning because there are some people that have never done tango before. And I just wanted to really sort of scratch the surface. So that was basically the whole purpose of this. It's nothing too heavy or anything like that. My husband has done the basic 8-step and the sandwich and grapevine. Would like to revise them. Okay, we'll see about putting some of those together. Dinas, thank you for joining us, and we can look to see how we can develop that a little bit more. But yeah, in terms of doing steps, it's really, we can do steps ourselves, but really nothing takes away of tango as a dance. Tango really is dance with a partner and needs an embrace, but there are certain things that we can work on ourselves in terms of technique around how you engage certain movements. So we can certainly look at steps, but it's really about, from a follower's perspective, how you would carry those movements out. So that's something that hi Sham, that's something that we'll be covering. Okay, cool. Any other questions or anything else that people want to cover? That was just a real quick intro to Ochos. So changing different dynamics, changing the sizes of the step, all dependent on the leader. So the leader invites you to take a step or to move, and you engage. You decide you want to take that invitation, and in some cases followers decide not to. But that's the whole idea of making sure that we're moving together as a partnership. So working with your legs, your posture, yeah. So posture, I'm really not going to be able to see this, but I'm going to move this bit further back here. So posture is straight. So it's not, some people think, oh, this is the posture for tango where your hips are back. It's not. You're actually straight and your pelvic bone is pulled in here. So a little bit like a yoga type of straight stance. So you're completely straight, your shoulders are back. And as you're moving, I don't know if you can see this, Leigh, but I am keeping quite straight. I'm trying not to do this, but it is completely straight. And again, tracing the foot along the floor. The whole beauty of this is that you kind of move in a bit of a spiral. So it's like a corkscrew. Your shoulders turn first and then your hips. Shoulders and then hips. Shoulders and then hips. I don't know if you can see that. Does that help to answer, Nahid? Cool. Okay, I think we've come up to the end of time. I hope I haven't talked too much. I have a tendency to talk absolutely loads, but we will practice more. If you feel like I've spoken too much, rather than go through the practice. Nahid, is that a yes? You agree that I've spoken too much? Okay, thanks, that's great. I'm glad that's helped. I will be putting more content in, but I just wanted to go easy really for the first one because I think I'm certainly in that boat where I just need to build up to things a little bit gently, given the fact that I've had almost 6 weeks off and I've only danced, I think, twice in that time, which is ridiculous. So, what's no? No, I haven't been to it. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right then. Well, thank you so much for joining this very, very short half-hour session. As I say, tomorrow, come along if you're more into the stretching side of things. I'll be doing more exercise there rather than talking and taking you through it. But as I say, really conscious that there are a number of people on here that have never done tango before. So this may have been right over your heads as well, because it's definitely something that will take quite a long time to master. I'm still mastering it, and I've been dancing for quite a long time. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to cover. So thank you very much. The other thing is we have a surprise in store. I'll be announcing more details on Instagram and Facebook over the coming weeks. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. I'm not going to give too much away now, but it's a really exciting project. So yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, see you tomorrow then, Nahid. Take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon. Bye.